of this technical session of the first day in the afternoon. This session seems to be very interesting. The topic of the session will be inbound and outbound investment. That is a very important aspect, as you know, everybody. Investment as far as development of any industry is concerned, development of any nation is concerned, any region is concerned, investment takes a very important part. Here we have with us our associates, Flinders, who have come with a very unique proposal of investment. And it will be a very interesting session where I will invite a lot of interactions to happen, where we expect a lot of technical marriages can happen. That's our main aim will be. May I request the moderator of the session, Mr. Mahesh Desai, immediate past president of EPC, to come over to the stage and take his seat, please. May I request Mr. Jayant Nadikarji, Trade and Investment Commissioner of Flanders, Belgium, South India, to come over and please take the seat. I request Mr. Jaldeep Singh Kohli, Indian representative of Port of Antwerp, Burgess, to please come over and take the seat, please. May I have the honor to request Stephen Kennison, Custom Attaché, Embassy of Belgium, New Delhi, to please come over and take this. Please, sir. I request Mr. B.K. Shiva Kumar, MD, VTPC and Director, Export Government of Karnataka, to come over and please take the seat, please. Yeah. Dr. N. Yuvraj, IAS, Secretary to Government of Andhra Pradesh, was supposed to join this meeting. Unfortunately, he is engaged with a very important meeting with the CM. So he has sent as a protocol Mr. G. Srinivasa Rao, Joint Director, Export Promotion, Government of Andhra Pradesh. May I request him to come over and take the seat, please. May I request Mr. Mahesh Desai ji to have the welcome remarks of this session.
Good afternoon. After heavy and sumptuous lunch, I request you to please give little attention for some deliberations which will take place. The topic is very interesting. Inbound, inbound and outbound investment. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Sir, it is a slide changer.
What is it?
It's a PPT slide changer.
अच्छा ठीक है. I was trying to learn some technology from my friend and I have failed miserably in that. We can understand there is an inbound trade, outbound trade. But inbound investment, outbound investment. Now investment is considered as a first step for exports. Why first step? Because when investment comes, technology also comes, and also the jobs creation. And outbound investment, countries like India, see, there is one thing we have to understand. Inbound investment for outbound exports and outbound investment. Now there are many cases, sir, here that with many companies in Europe, they have started some production here and then the rest of the production they are doing in Europe or other countries. So there will be some investment which will be also jointly invested in that country as well as this country. So this is the way the international trade is going to work. It's not just pure Google's coming and having some office here and employing some technocrats here, but it's going to be particularly in manufacturing and services. There have to be inbound investment. At the same time, it has to be outbound investment also. Now, what are the things we can concentrate on inbound? What investment we bring here with our alliance partner abroad? Now, there are two things. We can get good technology transfer or technology alliances from Europe. At the same time, we can also have technology alliances where we have good relations, like countries in Africa or some other Central Asian countries where we can have our technology. I'll give you a small example of oil engines or some motors or solar energy, something which we can do there. Our technology in India is very useful for them. And then some developed technology we can have from Europe or other places and can go ahead with that. I was talking to Mr. Nadigar today in the morning. So there is one company in Hyderabad. He is having a tie-up with a Belgium company. They are in some defense product, some very forgings. They are doing some machining, something here, and the rest they will do it in Belgium. So this is where both way traffic can take place. They can enhance the value of the product. At the same time, they can also create the employment and financial services in both the countries. This is the way now, coming 20 years or 25 years, the export-import trade is going to develop. So we have to find out our products from Africa or Latin America or Central America, and then we also have a tie-up with other countries so that our product and services becomes globally competitive. The very idea is globally competitive product and services. So this is what I feel. And alliances. As we say, when you do alliances, in our India, we match horoscope. There are seven things in that. So when you do this type of alliances for inbound as well as outbound, then you have to match everything and go ahead with that. This is short thing. So Dhruv has given me something. Beautifully, I'll read out that, sir. Very warm welcome to everyone to this important session on unlocking the potential of inbound and outbound investment in India. Now, India is focusing on manufacturing, which are undergoing major boost through various government policies and initiatives. India, that is Bharat, stands at, I am only repeating from our constitution, not from our PM's statement, a pivotal juncture poised for an economic leapfrog. Investments are the fuel that will propel us forward towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. The global economy is interconnected like never before, presenting thrilling opportunities for business to expand their reach and unlock new potential markets. But navigating this dynamic investment landscape requires knowledge, strategy, and expert insight, and also the right government policies to create an ecosystem for both the investments. The Government of India is playing a crucial role by implementing various initiatives, schemes and programs at macro as well as micro level. The knowledge about emerging trends in inbound, outbound investments offers valuable insights for small businesses. This session would be your gateway to understanding and harnessing the power of government initiatives at international, national, and state level. Some key highlights: ease of doing business reforms which are attracting investments, sector-specific initiatives in new and emerging engineering sectors, infrastructure development projects that is facilitating investments, skill development initiatives towards building future-ready manufacturing, investor facilitation programs to provide support and guidance to businesses. I'll say an example from my experience. We were traveling in Africa. We went to Rwanda, small country, landlocked country in Africa. We were discussing with them to start some project there to manufacture certain solar pump there, and also certain services where we can use drones for medical services, dispatch of medicines. And this small country, believe me sir, they were faster than some of the European countries. Within 2 days they say, we'll give you all clearances. It's a small country, very positive. And they said, if you come to us, we will give you this. Not saying that. He says, my small country is a landlocked country. It's connected with port. We have this tie-up with Mombasa port. Within so many hours, through Kenya, Uganda, your goods will come within 72 hours to my country. We will do some process here, and from here we can export to nearby countries where we have a trade block, and we can export that at zero duty. So my product becomes cheaper than when it comes from India. So only certain amount of input you have to put in production. So we sat down and then we decided what are the process can be done, and what are the things we can get it from Europe or from China. So that straight away it can go and then export. Now this is where we have inward remittances, outward remittances from Europe or from China or from India. This is the way the things are going to develop, at least what I foresee for India. So please also evaluate the level of technology in which you are manufacturing or services at your end, and try to tie up with some other country, outsourcing your product from other countries. I am only talking about MSME would be able to consider the potential benefits of challenges before venturing into deriving any related investments, consulting with experts, conducting through research, and developing a well-defined strategy can help them negate these other negative trends and unlock the potential at affordable prices. I am glad that EPC is conducting this facility, exchange of ideas, forging collaborations that propel the machine product from India to various parts, as well as to bring the gaps in manufacturing to manufacture high-level product in India. The last and least I'll talk, the taxation policies. See, how much profit you can part with. This is a very important point where you can send back your profit. And third thing is manpower. See, now a friend of mine came from Scandinavia. He says our population is aging, so we will train your people here. They will come here for some time, and only rest of the few things we will do something in Scandinavia or Stockholm or some places, and then we will forward it to them. So the latest trend in global trade requires inbound investment with technology, inbound investment with services also. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you, sir. As you know, the focus is, which is very deliberately and very clearly been told by Mr. Desai, sir, that we have to build up a proper ecosystem. And to build up the ecosystem, we have the team from Flinders. The first speaker, Mr. Jan Nadikar, is going to focus on investment and how we can go about it. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. At the outset, I thank the EEPC for giving us this opportunity to be the focus region for the 6th time in a row to position Flanders. Flanders is a region within Belgium. As a matter of fact, we have taken part as the focus region in the past 5 editions. And this time we are with a team comprising of the Port of Antwerp and customs attaché. So as a team, we are going to give you some information about what it takes for engineering exporters to reach out to your customers within Europe through this team that we are going to talk and give you information. And because of this, we have had some interesting evolutions in the engineering exporters. We have had companies like Super Autoforge, who also got an award today. They are already based out of Flanders, region of Belgium. Emerald Tires, IM Gears, NTC Logistics, Manatech. These are all the companies which are success of the engineering exporters from south of India who have established in the region of Flanders to reach out to their customers. And why have these exporters been there? is because of several reasons. One, I don't have to tell the businessmen who are here, central location is very, very, very important. And more importantly, 60% of Europe's purchasing power is within 500 kilometers. And we have a team which is open and friendly, also have fiscal advantages of notional interest reduction, and other important aspects of low-cost space, high quality of life, highly skilled and motivated talent, and multilingual, which is very important to address the European market because it's a very diverse linguistically. And then we have a multilingual manpower possible based out of Flanders region of Belgium. And as you can see here, the central location, the reaching of 60% is very crucial for all of us to make a note. Now, Flanders is, as I mentioned earlier, is a region, very profound region, contributing nearly 60% of the GDP of Belgium. And it's a very highly regionalized country where, autonomous regions are autonomous and independent to deal with the international trade and international reaching out. It is a smart logistics center from different activities. The USPs are located in the heart of Europe, as I mentioned earlier. It also has an exceptionally dense network of distribution network, perfectly integrated logistics systems that you already have. Either it could be multimodal transport, you have barge-mounted warehouses, you have reaching out to several companies, it could be railways, the roadways, dense network. And all the multimodal transport, it fits into the exporter's requirement, and adoption of technology on logistics. These are some of the aspects which will be dealt by our colleagues as well. This showcases some of the dense network that we are talking about. You have the Port of Antwerp. The colleague is here with us. It's a Port of Antwerp, Zeebrugge. They have integrated together. Then we also have several, because of these regions, more than 650 EDCs are established in the region of Flanders. Because of this has the highest density of European distribution centers from across the world. It could be 3M, Daikin, Nike, Bridgestone. You have several of these engineering product companies who have established themselves out of Flanders to reach out to the customers in Flanders, across Europe. That is the reason why Belgium ranks third among the most connected countries. The region of Antwerp, Brussels is the most attractive region for logistical activities. You can see the various warehouses, technologically advanced warehouses. Let my colleague talk more about them. And because of this, you can see some of the very, very powerful names in logistics area being present there. And I think many of them are very familiar to you. DP World, the DHL, Estée Lauder, Toyota, Volvo, Dauscher, BDP, Maersk, all of them, they are present there very profoundly. So the presence of these indicate and validates, it's a testimony to the strengths that we have been talking about, the USPs that we have been talking about. The businesses from around the world have made Flanders their house for logistics. There are different business scenarios that we can talk about. So it could be either just a market intelligence in the representation office to get into the sales office mode, or if you have a small storage of stock of goods, it could be even small pellet size product to containerized, bigger sizes as well. Then you come into value-added logistics services. Then you can, if you're growing in terms of your volumes, you can move into a European distribution center and regional warehouses to having a full-fledged European hub and holding a regional headquarters. So I think what is possible from an exporter's point of view is that you can right from a small pellet size exports where we can hold your hand till you have a large European hub where you can build your huge volume. So across the curve, we will be in a position to handhold you. So these are some of the legal frameworks under which you could possibly work on different lines and wherever you are in the curve. And guiding you all the way, we have a team within Flanders Investment and Trade, and we provide you with introduction to the other companies, the banks, the regulators. We have a team, site visits, assistance, and we have my colleague from the headquarters sitting with us today to support us. Pascal Valrava is here. I mean, he is the head of all the activities for the invest side. So any activities that we deal with is led by his team. We will be happy to kind of handhold with our partners who are here today to make sure that the network that we have around the world, we have all these offices across the world. We have 3 offices in India. We have Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. I'm heading the office in Bangalore for the past 25 years. And then we have had several number of success stories. We will be more than happy to kind of engage with you. We are participating. And then I will let my colleagues talk more about what we can offer in terms of logistics through the Port of Antwerp and customs duty. So Daljit, I think it's over to you from now on the Port of Antwerp. Daljit.
Thank you, EEPC. Thank you, Flanders Investment and Trade, for actually giving us this opportunity to present the Port of Antwerp to you all. I'm not sure whether many of you know that okay, technology glitch, so just please bear with me. Okay, so if you see the name Port of Antwerp Bruges, I think most of you may know Antwerp as a diamond hub. You know, it's one of the most, people know about diamond hub, but Antwerp is known for 2 major reasons. One is the diamonds, definitely, but that doesn't come through sea, so it's not really good business for us. But the other major part is the port, which is basically Port of Antwerp. But if you see the name, it's called Port of Antwerp Bruges, which is basically why, because we merged with the Port of Zeebrugge, as Jayant just mentioned, last year. And it is a very, encouraging merger for us because of different reasons that you see below. It's because we want to become more resilient. We want to make sure there is a lot of energy transition and digital infrastructure that is being set up. And why, I'll just come to these points later in my presentation. Where are the ports located? So if you see, this is a satellite map of Belgium. If you see the Port of Zeebrugge, which is basically on the coast of Belgium, and Antwerp is 80 kilometers in the hinterland, which actually means that when your ship arrives, you're almost, by the time you discharge your product, you're 80 kilometers in the hinterland of Europe, which actually saves you a lot of cost in terms of your logistics, because your ship actually drops your products 80 kilometers inside. So who we are in terms of the volumes, we did 271 million tons of throughput last year, and we are the largest chemical cluster in Europe, which is second after Houston. So that's a huge kind of industry in the port area. We are also the largest ro-ro port in the world, and that's why, because we did 3.5 million cars last year and overall volumes of 4.2 million cars. We do 15% of Europe's gas, and in terms of the last figure, I'm not sure whether you can see that. In the port area, there are almost 1,400 companies which operate. And these are not just industry, this is basically companies who do warehousing, logistics, end-to-end distribution. But if you see that figure on the top, that's more encouraging, because if you see the size of the port, it's massive. The overall, if you see the 2 locations, the overall area is 140 square kilometers, which is a massive area that we have in the port area right now. No, this has gone way ahead. It's a blank screen. Well, I'm really sorry what's happening here, but I can still continue by the time the IT comes in picture. So I think our port is based on three pillars. If one is cargo handling, which is a normal operation that a port does, and you would see a lot of ports in India doing similar, like basically cargo operations, which is incoming and outgoing cargo. You offload and unload all those cargoes on the port, and then you distribute them. The second, as Jayan mentioned, is more about logistics, and this is just not logistics. We talk about value-added logistics, which means that when your product arrives in the port, I think it can work. Okay, so this is logistics. When I talk about logistics, basically, when I say value-added logistics, it means that a lot of operations can be done in the port area. And those 1,400 companies I was talking about, they can do a lot of value addition on your product. And if you look at the overall warehouse area, we have the largest warehousing space in the whole of Europe, which is approximately 6.3 million square meters of closed warehousing, which is, quite a huge amount of space that we have, and these companies can do a lot of value addition. For example, if in India where the steel goes to the port, it goes in roll forms. So these companies can actually do a lot of decoiling, galvanizing, cutting, slitting as per the customer requirements, which is very unique of the port. It's not only just the logistics that they do. Industry, and I'll come to that later. As I mentioned, we are the largest chemical cluster. A lot of industry is based in the port area. Well, this is not moving. Excuse me, can you change it from there? Can you just change it from there? That'll be easier. Okay, next one. Yeah, so this was I was talking about, the logistics part of it. If you see the logistics, there are steel service centers, there are vehicle service centers, warehousing activities. When I say vehicle service centers, I mentioned we are the largest Ro-Ro port in the world. A lot of cars come to our port, and in the form of a lot of accessories get fitted in the port area. So companies are specialized in doing all these activities. If you look at the other aspects of it in warehousing, you could do sampling, you could do packaging. If your customer requires a different kind of packaging for your product, you can actually do the packaging in the port and send your customer as per their requirements. You can do a lot of customization, you can do a lot of stuffing and stripping at the port area. So a lot of activities. I'm just saying this is not just a logistics activity which just involves taking a product from point A to point B, but it also involves a lot of value addition or customization of your product. Next, please. And a port is not only recognized by what we have in the port area, it's also about the connections. If you look at this, we have almost 1,200 connections to the port area. If you see on the left, the 16-meter nautical draft, which actually means the largest of the ships that are existing in the world today, which was the 24,000 TEU ship that came to our port. So we actually get a lot of large ships into our port. Next. And also Jayan mentioned that we cater to almost 60% of Europe's market. But what is important is on the left, the different multimodal transportation that we have in the port area. Every terminal is actually connected to a lot of multimodes of the transportation system. Rail, we do almost 7.5% of the distribution right now. And by 2030, we plan to double it, which will be like you have less trucks on the road, more of sustainable mode of transportation. Inland navigation and short sea, if you look at it, we do 40 to 45% of distribution by short sea and barges, which is a very unique kind of system because, it's completely using the rivers, the sea to distribute your products. Pipeline, this is again very important because of the chemical cluster. We have 1,000 kilometers of pipeline in the port area, which actually distribute a lot of your chemicals. Next, please. These are some of the ideas of what connectivity is for us. If you look at the port, it's on the top, and where we end up. This is exactly a rail connection you're talking about. It ends up to deep into Germany, Poland, going down to Romania, Bulgaria. So all these areas are well connected to the port through hinterland connectivity. Our barge connectivity, and that's what I was talking about, 40% distribution. If you see, everything is connected through the rivers across different parts of Europe. Short sea, if you look at, a lot of ships actually unload the products in our port and are transported by short sea routes to UK, Ireland, Scandinavia. For example, in UK, every day we have multiple sea routes that go to UK. This is the chemical thing I was talking about, the pipelines. What you see in colors are the different products. These chemicals are transported through the port, and it's almost 1,000 kilometers. If you see the products on the right, these are the products currently being transported to different markets as well as the industry in Europe. This slide just tells you about how much time does it take from our port to reach different countries by road. If you see the red one, it is catered in 24 to 48 hours, where if you go down, it's almost 5 days. So between 1 day to 5 days, you can actually cater to all across Europe, anywhere by road. This is just a study, and I was just talking to one of the gentlemen here, is that, when you try doing a shipments, always try to analyze where your shipment is heading up to. Because, most of the times you see if you're heading into Germany, you may look at the port of Hamburg. And I'm not saying the Hamburg is not a good port, it's a really good port. But the distance from your customer destination needs to also be studied. Our port, if you look at that analysis, that's first is Antwerp, Hamburg, and Rotterdam. These are the main markets that are perishable markets, but right now, but also for engineering markets. You need to look at what is the distance from our port to your customer end, and why vis-a-vis the port of the particular country and your customer end. Because sometimes we are much, much closer, which actually saves you a lot of cost in terms of logistics. But that's where I think when you do exports, I would always encourage you to completely study that, and we'll be able to help you with connections which can actually give you at least a cost analysis for these things, because that will help you out actually in understanding which is the better route for you, rather than just going by what the freight forwarder or anyone is telling you right now. Next, please. Next. Okay, again hang. Okay, this is a slide which is, I won't get into details, but it just tells you how fast the processes are. You don't need a timetable. You can immediately get an appointment to get your customs checked. And I think we have Stefan, the customs attaché, speaking after this, so I won't take much of the time. Next slide, please. This is a video actually, just have this video. This is the port of Antwerp in a digital twin. We need the sound also. Can you just replay it with the sound, please?
Good morning and welcome back. General status.
Just go back and just replay with the sound on. So this is the port of Antwerp in a digital twin. What we do is actually have created a completely real-time mapping of the port. And how we are doing is not only just telling you to bring your cargoes in, we are actually monitoring it. We are also completely analyzing what's happening. We know what's happening in the port. When is your ship arriving? What is the water level? When will your ship depart? Is there any leakages happening? So everything is monitored virtually. And as a port, we actually know what's happening. The video that you're about to see is a completely replica of the port of Antwerp, which will actually tell you what is happening in the port area and how we monitor that activity. And this will be probably my last slide, so please bear with me.
Good morning and welcome back. General status report. Today is an overall sunny day, with a light breeze from the northwest. Port traffic is busy as usual at this time of day, with 221 barges and 180 seagoing vessels in port. We're expecting 95 new arrivals and 73 departures today. Road mobility is within efficiency norms. There are 2 INOS quality alerts and 1 ongoing event. Would you like to investigate? At 8:51, INOS 22 detected possible hazardous compounds. Analyzing. According to historic wind data and ship tracking, a possible cause might be the chemical tanker My Fair Lady. Would you like to collect an air sample? Please select available UAV. Calculating flight trajectory. ETA in 1 minute 30 seconds. Initiate. Confirmed. I am Apika. Welcome to the port of the future.
I'll be available at the Flanders booth soon. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon. First of all, let me thank EEPC for organizing this huge event. It's the first time I attend this, but I'm really impressed by the organization. So thank you also for the people, our colleagues from Flanders Investment and Trade, for giving me a short window of opportunity to talk to you about Belgium and our customs in general when exporting to the European Union. I am asked to keep it short, which is quite challenging because I would like to share so much things with you in order to convince you to please think about the Port of Antwerp and Flanders and Belgium when you look at the European markets. So I prepared 2 or 3 pages, but seeing the crowd and listening to what have been said, I've decided to just ignore everything that's here and talk about what I think might be of interest to you. First of all, if there are people here in the room, manufacturers who have never exported to the European Union, to Belgium, for them I just want to cover the basics, which means like we are in Belgium, we are part of the European Union. The European Union is the key pillar, the customs union is the key pillar of the European Union when it comes about importing and exporting. So everything that we do in Belgium, they also do in Italy, they also do in Romania, we all act as one, and the Union Customs Code is our Bible. This is what we have to address, or which we have to follow. So there is not much leniency regarding what we can do as customs, but still, after going to the basics, I will tell you what we have done as Belgian customs to make us more attractive or more appealing to big companies, like big Indian companies, and why you should maybe consider that. So, like I said, the customs union is the key pillar, which means that we, all the 26 member states, we apply one external common duty when you import into the European Union. Whether you import through Italy or you import through Belgium, the customs duties will be the same. But the key advantage is when your goods have been cleared and they have become union goods, this means from that moment there will be no border inspections, no duties, so you can import into Belgium. From that moment you can have your goods, like Daljit was showing, with road or rail, you can transport them throughout the customs union, throughout the whole European Union, without any hassle or any border checks. So that's a really big advantage that I would like to underline or highlight. If I talk about basics, and this will keep very short because I'm sure that most of you in the room are aware of this. You know, customs, we always look at certain things to calculate or to determine duties. First, of course, there is the HS code. This is the key. This is like the most important thing to determine what are we talking about. Second, the HS code, we use the nomenclature like the Indian tariff. So the first 6 are always the same, and then of course the last digits, they determine whether or not there is a special requirement or there is maybe some special duty or not. So I'm sure everybody is aware of the HS code. Then there is of course the origin. Still, India has the advantage of the GSP, so there is still for lots of goods there is a reduced tariff thanks to the general scheme of preferences. And if this goes for exporting throughout the world, there is always special requirements that you need to think about. And that's what I would like to just bring to your attention if you're not aware yet, the access to market database. This is a database online that you can easily access, and you just have to put in your HS code and say, okay, source country of origin, India, country of destination, Belgium. All duties will be there, all special requirements. So this is a really good tool if you want to see, okay, what will be the costs. Then I think I have covered the basics. Okay, so let's now talk why should you consider coming to Belgium. Now, I've been a customs official for 25 years almost, so I started in the Port of Antwerp in one of these docks that you just saw. And over the years, I have evolved more into the marketing department, also communication, informing big companies about all the facilitations that we offer to attract businesses and to make sure that we, as customs, we have a very important role. We have always to make sure that there is no fraud, there is no counterfeit, there is a level playing field. But on the other hand, trade has grown so hugely that we cannot afford to take days to decide things. So we also need to speed up our processes, and I can say that Belgian Customs, we are the only one in the world who has a marketing department dedicated. So that is something very unique. So we take the role that we play and making sure that businesses can at least do their businesses. We take this very seriously. And that is why I also wanted to highlight one of the things Giant was telling, like for instance, a big EDC like Nike or Pfizer or whatever. We have launched last year in 2022, it was not last year, it was almost 1.5 years ago, we have launched the concept of CCC, which means Customs Competence Centers. Now what is this? This means that if you, as a company, a big international company, you do all your customs logistics, all your customs related documentation, administration, you do this from Belgium, then you get a dedicated team 24/7, an economic support team, which will together with you look how can we even help you or assist you more. One of the things that comes to mind is like we don't come and check like every month or every year. Maybe we come every 3 years, we come every 5 years. The only thing we ask from you is full transparency. You just give us access to your whole IT system, and whenever we think it's time to maybe check if there is still everything is like we had agreed, we come, we do an audit, and then we leave you do your business. So you even can calculate your own duties, make your own payments, determine your own bonds. So this is the kind of facility that we're offering to big companies who are looking at coming to our region. And another advantage that we offer, and only one other member state also offers, is the advantage of not having to pay when you import goods, the GST. So normally there is also GST involved, but as an importer, you can apply for a license ET 14,000, which makes so that you can postpone the payment of the VAT, the GST, to your quarterly declarations. And this is a huge cash advantage that you have when you are imported through Belgium. So lastly, the European Union or the Customs Union, DG Taxit, the competent authority for taxes and customs in the European Union, they have presented last year a huge plan, the biggest ever plan, to how the Customs Union will evolve between now and 2037. So we are talking about lots of years, and there will be many different things that will happen, but they will mostly have an impact on people like me, because the organization will change. There will be like a central European agency, there will be central risk management, there will be one IT system. Now every country needs to develop in their own IT. So this all will be generalized or centralized. So, but also thanks to this, there has also been like a developing of the paperless declaration systems, and now in June there will be some new release of the import control system, release 3 of ICS 2, and I just wanted to inform you that this will now start for freight forwarders and maritime shipping. The model of maritime. So, and what is most importantly for you to understand is this ICS, that is an advanced cargo information system that the European Union will use to do safety and security checks of incoming consignments from all third countries, to already before the ship leaves, we can already do some checks and balances and see whether or not the goods even can be loaded. Whether it is in China or it is here in Navasheva or whatever, before starting the loading, the ENS, which is an entry summary declaration, needs to be sent. Now you will ask me who has to send this. It is the main carrier, who is the patronage of the ship. He is the one filing all these data to the European Union customs authorities. But check with him what data you should deliver. And you should think about the consignee, the consigner, what is the port of loading, the port of unloading, all these basic facts that also are there in an import declaration, but the basic facts to determine what is the goods about, who is the consignee, do we know him, is there like risks, all these kind of things, they need to be filed before the container starts loading. And this all happens on the 3rd of June 2024. So talk to your custom house agents, talk to your carrier, talk to your importer, your client, so that at least you are prepared and that you know, okay, we need to provide these data to this person then. So I will stop it here. I thank you once more for your time, and I really invite all of you who have more questions on anything that I've been speaking about or other specifics, please come and talk to us at the booth. We are there the full 2 days or 3 days even. So look forward to engaging with all of you. Bye-bye.
If you have no questions right now, or you plan to have ask questions, you can ask later on. They'll be there for next 3 days in the booth, and all are welcome to get clarification on whatever questions they have in mind. So now, more or less, the infrastructure portion has been cleared by Mr. Jayant and Mr. Jaldeep Singh ji. Advantage of a port which has got a huge capacity as far as the logistic advantage is concerned. Mr. Stephen has given you more or less a ready hand on the documentation part of it, the commercial aspect of how the export and import can happen. And he has got all the systems where he can handhold the documentation part of it and the legal aspect and the commercial aspect of it. So here we have, if you consider the ecosystem of doing business with Flanders, so we have got one portion of how the port or the logistic can be utilized, the documentation part can be utilized, the commercial part can be utilized. So they have got a whole team of expert persons or the team which can assist you to do business. Now we have with us Mr. B.K. Shivkumar, who is the Director, Export Government of Karnataka, who has got experience of how he has been handling with them. So we welcome him for a very interesting speech.
Good afternoon, all. Friends on the dais and friends of the dais and the participants. I am the Director Exports representing Government of Karnataka. I am here to present something about inbound investments. In fact, because government always does invite investments into the state and facilitate them. The main aim is to generate employment and improve the economy. So just I beg your excuse because I have some throat infection problems and I may not be very fluent. So I have a presentation. My colleague, Mr. Babu Nagesh, who is Joint Director in my office, he will be presenting it to you. And at the end, I will come with a few words to you. So you need to excuse me to that extent. I will present you the presentation from Government of Karnataka side. Sorry for that.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, hello. Yeah, I will continue from where our Director Exports has just begun. See. I'll tell about our state. You can ask why Karnataka, why I should vote for Karnataka for the investments. I tell first about its strengths, then the opportunities it is giving. Yeah, this is just a glance wherein we have number ones in India Innovation Index, first in R&D centers, first in service exports, and always the GSDP, we are growing at 14.2% nominal. And Karnataka has 400 out of 500 fortune companies. Yeah, these are some of the firsts in all these sectors. Like we are the first in aerospace, electronics, electrical, EV, R&D, biotech, wherein we have 60% share in the exports, and software exports, 40% of India's IT exports. And renewable energy, 63% of total installed capacity. Now, this presentation is based on these three pillars: policies, ecosystem, and export preparedness. As usual, our policies have in all the sectors. Take from industrial, we have industrial, aerospace, EV. In infrastructure, we have a separate policy for PPP. In ITBT, there are three policies, and separate for textile. So these are small snippets of our policy wherein we will be providing for the land conversion, for the stamp duty, that is the registration, whatever it is in the. So these are some of the snippets. And these are exclusively for the export units, which are being provided in our policy. Electricity tax exemption, performance subsidy, wherein who double their exports in subsequent years will be paid 1% of FOB value, that maximum of rupees 10 lakhs per unit. And we give refund of certification charge of course fees, and we do provide MDA assistance to the participants who go for international trade as well as the domestic fairs. We have a robust ecosystem wherein we are the first in Niti Aayog's innovation index like that, and home to 40 plus startup unicorns in India, and 400 plus MNCs with global R&D centers. I want to mention here about the educational hub. We have around 234 engineering colleges and ITS, and we have an excellent high-skilled talent pool. And these are the readily available developed land throughout the state. It is distributed throughout the state, where there are 213 industrial areas and 53,000 acres allotable, and 14,000 acres are upcoming. And we do have international airports in Mangalore and Bangalore. And these are the infrastructure network throughout the state. We have 13 major national highways, 1 major port at Mangalore, power surplus state. We have 6 ICDs, and Bangalore-Chennai Expressway is being implemented. It is the only state in India to have 2 industrial corridors, like CBIC, Chennai-Bangalore and Bangalore-Mumbai industrial corridors. And here in Karnataka, we have an exclusive machine tool park, which is set up in Tumkuru. It's a state-of-art infrastructure with all modern facilities with a cluster of machine tool industries. 519 acres exclusive Japanese industrial township, which is in proximity. High-skilled manpower we have. And we have more than 115 acres already allotted into other investors. Some of the companies are mentioned there. So here I tell about the export preparedness. It is forefront in exports, like first in India to export from all districts. First overall exports, services, fourth in merchandise, and recently Government of India has given the Achiever status in Leeds report 2023. And some of the global like in aerospace and defense, these are the sectors where more exports are being handled from our state. These are some of the statistics where we are comparing with the other states in India. And these are the countries where the items are exported. And VTPC is a state nodal agency which promotes exports, international trade, wherein we give capacity building programs for the exporters. We have an exclusive 6-day this export management training programs for the exporters. And we do for support for District as Export Hubs initiative. We give Export Excellence Awards for the exporters every year. This is the address and the details. Hope this suffices the information. I will end my PPT with a small video.
This was Karnataka for you in a nutshell. And after hearing the Flanders state, in fact, I am also impressed to tell you about how Bangalore is being developed. Bangalore airport is being developed as an air cargo hub in India. south to connect the globe. So that is also in the offing. And as you all know, in and around Bangalore, it's a big logistic hub. My point was, I think we can cooperate with each other on developing these state-of-the-art facilities, and it will be a win-win situation. And I would like to connect with Jayant after I'm back in Bangalore. We will work together on these things. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Hello, hello. This was a great exposition where real globalization of a state has taken place. Film was fantastic. The comparison with Indian to Western and how the total evolution has taken place is stupendous. I have now with me as a representation from Dr. N. Yuvaraj, IS Secretary, Government of Karnataka, Mr. G. Srinivasa Rao, the Joint Manager, is there from Government of Karnataka, who will be expressing, from Government of Andhra Pradesh. So Mr. Rao will be sharing the thoughts of Mr. Yuvraj as he is not able to make in this particular program. Welcome, Mr. Rao.
A very good evening to all of you, to the distinguished guests on the dais, who are seated in the participants' seats, and those who are showing enthusiasm to hear from Andhra Pradesh. Our welcome to them. After hearing from Flanders and Karnataka, you must be expecting something more from Andhra Pradesh. Surely you will get it from Andhra Pradesh. And we have many more things from Andhra Pradesh, but the time is the constraint. But you will learn them when we see you at our booth. And we will be continuing our relation forever. And Flanders, I think, is a flooded area, low area. Is it so in English? I read through. Flanders is a region in Belgium. Yes, some portion. And we are really excited to know about Flanders because we would like to associate with you in near future, if not now. Because we have been developing our ports. We have 974 kilometers long coastal area, and we are right people for you to associate with. And we have learned that how to increase our outbound investment by joining with you, because you are doing a whole lot of things, not only logistics, you are value addition during the logistic. So that is a wonderful thing that we learn from you. Surely we'll associate with you. And our secretary, Yuvraj sir, could not come because of an engagement with our Honorable Chief Minister tomorrow. And I have been deputed to deliver on his behalf his message and some notable points from Andhra Pradesh for the benefit of the people invited here. You can, before giving the message from our this thing, we try to give you some insights about Andhra Pradesh. It is a fact that when we talk about export promotion, we always look at Karnataka, because Karnataka has advanced a bit more when compared with Andhra Pradesh. And sir, whatever you are doing in your state, we are also following you, and we try to surpass you in certain aspects like EODB and EPI. Those fronts we are hand in hand. See this top export commodities of Andhra Pradesh. You can see them on the screen. Because of the long coast, our advantage, we are 40% of the marine products exported from India is from Andhra Pradesh. You can see them. Iron and steel, agrochemicals, rice, drug formulations, residual chemicals, ship and boat, floating structures, the motor vehicles, tobacco, spices, petroleum products and bulk drugs. You can see the value in rupees. And destinations, when it comes to top 10 destinations, starting from USA, going through China, Singapore, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, Belgium, Indonesia, Sri Lanka and Japan. Those are the destinations, and you see the value 2022-23 value in crores, whatever is given below, that is the value in crores. Next slide. So we have some geographical indicated products. Alagata stone carving, Bobili Veena, Durgi stone carvings. These are the things where you find those things in our state only. Next one. District export hubs. The products of Andhra Pradesh. Recently, government of Andhra Pradesh has gone with a scheme of district export hub. So, for all 26 districts in Andhra Pradesh, we have identified those products. We focus on those products for making exports to other countries, and you can reach us for all those products. Next. Okay, next one. This is like our Karnataka. AP export promotion is also there. Apex, it is called Apex policy. At this juncture, I would like to mention one thing. Our Desai Saab was after this export policy for 2 to 3 decades, and he was after us to bring out one policy for Andhra Pradesh so that exports can be promoted from Andhra Pradesh very easily. So credit goes to him because of his efforts, that has come out even though it took long time. So that is 2022-27. We have those subsidies given under the policy. Next. And that is for the export, and this is for the industrial policy. That we have stamp duty, land conversion and charges. These are the subsidy aspects. So once you take the brochure from us, you will find out all those things. You can reach us because the time is the constraint. We are just going through very fast. Ease of doing business. This is very, very important for the inbound investments. Electricity connection approvals in 15 days. Construction permits. System-driven scrutiny of drawings. Central inspection system. Single integrated online applications. System for incentive sanctions. Single desk is also there. Single desk mechanism. So, we have been, next slide. EODB, ease of doing business, we have been number one in the country for continuously for the past 4 years. And industrial corridors, I think Karnataka has, I think you are mentioning 2 corridors. We have 3 corridors, Andhra Pradesh has 3 corridors. One is Bangalore and Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore and Chennai, and then Chennai, Visakhapatnam, and the third one Visakhapatnam, Chennai, and yeah. You show the top one. Top one. Yeah. Visakhapatnam, Chennai Industrial Corridor, VCIC, Chennai Bangalore Industrial Corridor, CBIC, Hyderabad Bangalore Industrial Corridor, HBIC. So these are the corridors. Like investors can have the advantage of these corridors, whatever the facilities are offered because of the development of these corridors. Next. So advantage Andhra Pradesh, where abundance meets prosperity. Government of Andhra Pradesh is, you can read through, and ranked number 1 ease of doing business, top achiever in India, in Leads Index, best state for energy infrastructure development, and Inertia Award. And another award is also there, and achieved 6 prestigious ODOP awards in 2022. So these are the achievements of Andhra Pradesh. Next. So Andhra Pradesh at a glance, in fact, 8th largest state in India, spread across 1,62,970 square kilometers. AP has 3 industrial corridors among 11 corridors in India, and 6 existing airports, 1 airport under development, Bhogapuram, and exports, it is number 1 ranking. Per capita income is, anyway, this information, all information is given in the form of a brochure. You can go through. That will be distributed to every one of you. Kindly pass on your visiting cards to us so that we can contact you after this session is over. And I invite every one of you to visit our booth at your convenience during this fair, so that you will get more, you will know more about Andhra Pradesh. For any questions, you can reach us through our mail. And this is not today's relation, this is the beginning, and we will be in touch with you, and you be in touch with us for a mutually advantage projects. Desai Saab. So this is some snippets about the state, what we have given. Okay, that will be distributed to the people. Shall I read out your answers, this thing? Okay. Okay. So our Desai sir is fully satisfied with our presentation. He says that Andhra is always inviting you, for your needs of investment, and particularly here, Flanders. You are welcome to Andhra Pradesh. In whichever mode you would like to associate with Andhra Pradesh, you are welcome. And let us start our relation from this moment onwards. Okay? And others, you are also invited. Any aspect, any field you would like to associate with us in Andhra Pradesh, you are welcome. And we are very proactive. We have proactive government. And this is the message, I am asked to give to all of you by our Secretary, Sri Yoras, sir. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, in the beginning itself, I was showing interest in in your Flanders Antwerp port. We invite you to associate with every port of ours. There are 6 ports, and 4 ports are coming up. and you will see the advantage. And you are reaching like 500 kilometers inside the landlocked area because of the natural advantage. And here we will travel from Calcutta to Nellore. It is 1500 kilometers. So 1/3 of this thing area you are covering, whereas when you come to our ports, you will be covering 1500 kilometers because that is alongside. That is the advantage we have on the the side of Bay of Bengal. Sir, once again we request you to associate with Andhra Pradesh for your this thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rao. The whole program seems to be very interesting. As our past chairman has said in the beginning, that we need to have a proper ecosystem to be built to really foster development of business development, of export development, of manufacturing, and that has to be there. Alone as an individual one cannot able to do it unless we collaborate with an expert partner. So here we have a team of expert partners with Flanders who has the expertise of making a very effective transporting logistic water system, port system they have, as well as they have an expertise for number of years of excellent export and import facilities. We have a very proactive two governments who have the privilege of many number ones in various fields. So this, the proper, as I have said in the beginning, the marriage happens between two matches where the majority of the parameters between the two parties when matches, then the alliance happens. So here I can see the two state governments with their very excellent strengths, which can foster a business and which can foster a proper collaboration, can come forward and join hands. We can build up a very effective ecosystem where business of two countries can happen in a very positive manner. I would like to extend my generous thanks to the team of Flanders, the representation from government of Andhra Pradesh, representation from government of Karnataka, and the audiences, whom I am very thankful. They have been very attentive, but I also request them to visit their respective stalls to get more first-hand experience, first-hand information from them to make them satisfied. So whatever, no information which might have come at a later point of time. So I thank you, all of you, and I will request this type of session again. It will come for tomorrow morning and again day after, again in the afternoon. So all of you are welcome to be there in hall A, B, and C in the morning as well as in the afternoon session. Thank you once again, all of you. Mementos. Okay. No small function can end without a token of gift. So we have got a small celebrations, and I will request Desai Sabs to just come over stage. You can take it the rebel, we will, or we can have it here only if you're. Yeah. May I request team of Flanders to come over, Mr. Jant. You must have seen in our inauguration session that we are watering plant. So this is a very natural thing, a custom which is involved, very part and parcel of our life as an Indian. This is a show of growth and prosperity. May I welcome, call upon stage. Yeah. Mr. Daljit Singh. Mr. Jensen, please. Mr. Shiva. Mr. Rao. Please, Mr. Rao. May I request the team leader from Mr. Flender, please. Thank you so much.